Don't don't take things for granted ever. And let me put this in perspective, okay? You've heard of this before. There's other people in other countries that would die and kill to be in your position. There's people that wish to breathe normally, to have arms and legs, and to be able to walk, to feel the sun shine on your skin. People would die to just walk on the beach, right? I just got done with my 2 jobs. I had my first job, one-on-one personal training in the morning, and then I drove 40 minutes to go to my second job, and here I am. It's almost 10 at night, and I got to wake up the next morning at 4. And yeah, I got to be a little more smarter with my time. This is not sustainable at all. But I'm blessed. I'm grateful because I get to help people. I get my purpose. I feel like my purpose is aligned with helping people in the form of fitness and personal training. I get to show them and bridge that gap and show them guide them to their aesthetic goals, or just to look good, feel good. Sorry, that was redundant, but health purposes, boost their energy, boost their confidence, boost and change their mindset about physical activity. And so they can pass that on to their loved ones as well. And I have the opportunity to do that, right? I'm tired as hell. It's been a long day, but I feel fulfilled. And I could be doing more. There's this hunger. I could be doing more. And this gratefulness, I'm so grateful to be able to do this, because in the past, I took my parents for granted, my immigrant parents who went through blood, sweat, and tears, moved to another country and literally started from scratch, and then literally did this so that I could live a better life. And it's very unfair that I grew up resenting them and playing video games every fucking day for 8 to 10 hours. And they always complain about me not doing the chores. Why are you always playing video games? Focus on your studies. I was annoyed by that. They were nagging me, and I didn't understand that perspective at all. All I knew is that I resented my parents. They didn't emotionally nurture me. I used that as an excuse to stay little, to stay small, to stay comfortable, and live in this fantasy world of video games, of anime, of delving into the internet as a young kid, because I felt that I didn't relate to anybody else in the entire world. I felt that nobody could relate to me except people on the internet who played just like me. Right? Because I didn't understand. Right? That was just my story. My parents had to work their ass off literally 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Right? And I'm here being ignorant. I literally have no knowledge. I have an idea that we were low income, right? So I was frugal and not having to, maybe I was conditioned by them not to ask for much. And I played video games as a result to not have to ask for much, to absorb myself in this dopamine addicting activity that stunted my personal growth. That's I was a smart kid. I had perspective. I was empathetic. I got my mom's genetics of being empathetic to the whole world. I had this beautiful, I have this beautiful imagination. It's called Sonder. It's the ability to see and live in other people's perspectives. And I know other people have it too, but I feel like I have it the most. I hold the most burden on that. I hold the nostalgia. I hold on to the past, right? I'm always reminiscing about the past. But looking back, I'm glad I went through every experience that made me to become the man I am today. And it's starting to self-actualize. I'm starting to become more self-actualized. I'm starting to finally figure it out. I want to help my parents, right? Everybody wants to retire their parents. I want to help my parents. I knew that I was going to pay this time debt that I spent wasting away playing video games as a kid, right? It was very fun. It was very nostalgic. I felt very absorbed into a world that doesn't exist. That world that I created in my head, I finally got out of it. Or at least I was able to transmute it into like actually real life and actually benefit people in real life instead of having this fake fantasy. Now it's like another fantasy, but it actually benefits people and my loved ones. And I get tested every single day now. Like I knew I eventually, the time I played video games, right? I said as a young kid, I'm eventually going to pay this time off later in the future as a consequence. That's not a bad thing. I just knew that I was addicted to video games. My moral compass said this is a bad thing. Like you shouldn't do it, but I still did it anyways. But either way, I'm going to pay it off in the future. And I feel like that fulfilled my destiny. It's being fulfilled today. Right? And so I'm paying it off. I'm getting tested to become a better man. I asked to become a better man. Right? For my family, for my little brother, for my partner, for my little cousins, for everybody else around me. Testing to see who I truly am when I am around those people, when I'm stressed, when there's a lot going on, when I can bash out on them with anger, right? I'm using this as passion right now because, you know, when I'm navigating stuff with my partner specifically, being in a relationship for more than 2 years, it's like you learn new things every single day. It's not like the social media, it's always happy. If it is, great for you, but they just don't show you the parts that actually happen in real life. The little small annoyances, the little miscommunications, the disagreements that build up and affect your relationship in the long run. And we're trying to remove the kinks of that. And I'm going through that, and I take fault in that because I feel so trigger happy to justify my stance because it attacks my ego. Whenever something's said against me, I immediately go into defense mode and justify what I'm saying without hearing my partner's perspective sometimes. And that's something I'm trying to work on as a man. I'm trying to be more patient. I'm trying to be more understanding. I can't see my own reflection in boiling water. I have to cool down in order for the truth to reveal. And I'm glad sometimes I talk and I listen and when someone attacks my ego, I kind of just tune out a little bit to try to formulate something that can justify myself and I can protect my own ego. But in the process of doing that, the translation of the other person is lost. So I don't get the full picture. I don't get to understand them as well. So that's something I need to work on. That's something I work on every single day. I get tested on my patience as a man. And as a man, you have to be patient. You have to be nurturing. You have to be intelligent. You have to be emotionally capable of dealing with these emotions and turn it into something digestible, something gentle for like something that makes other people feel safe, especially a woman, right? And I feel like sometimes I don't make my partner feel heard because of that, because I feel like I'm not feeling heard. But in reality, it's the communication styles. It's how your partner operates. It's how you operate. You have to know thyself. You have to really know yourself. You have to know your partner's personality, their triggers, or whatever. They have to know you. It has to be a two-way street. So therefore, I didn't feel like it was a two-way street, but she also didn't feel like it was a two-way street. Rather than trying to say who is the more right one, you need to work together because that's a sign of miscommunication, right? I don't know why I went on the segue of relationships, but it's like, I'm grateful to get to deal with this, right? I'm grateful to get to deal with this with my partner because I'm a hopeless romantic and I get to deal with these problems with my partner rather than being against her. I get to work against this problem so it can help build our relationship stronger. And there are times I get temptations where I want to find somebody else and, the grass is greener. But in reality is the grass might be greener, but it really isn't. Every relationship has its own problems. Every life has its own problems, circumstances. You think life out there for another person is so great because they post it on social media. They only want you to see the highlights of that. The truth is, everybody is dealing with their own shit. Everybody's got their own trash. Like, you guys got to understand, everybody has their own trash, including me, including whoever, your celebrity or whoever you look up to. Everybody is dealing with their own shit. And that's why I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to be able to deal with my own things. I'm grateful for other people to come and help me. They have the energy to pour into you, to me, to whoever, and help, right? Think of your childhood heroes. Now think about yourself. Think about the person who you want to be in the future and emulate that person so you can have a positive effect in this world. That was pretty passionate, but yeah, I was a little annoyed, frustrated, a little angry, and I kind of translated that into this passion. That's my goal, to be more patient as a man, to be better, not 1% better, but to be 100% better. Give it my all every single day. And when I need to rejuvenate, I think about my why. I think deep down of why I started. And I think about all the people that are there supporting me. And I think about how I get to do this every single day, how I get to chase my dreams, how I get to literally level up every single day and see myself leveling up, even though it might not seem like it, how I get to experience this life, how I get to live, breathe, and, root for my friends, root for my long lost friends and wonder about them and wonder about their lives, right? The people who I don't get the opportunity to talk to anymore. I hope they're doing well and show my love and appreciation for everybody. Anyways, be grateful, y'all. Know where you came from and, think about the small things, but also think about the big things of who you want to become, but be present too. Yeah. All right. That was sick. See you guys later. I love you guys.